Welcome back to the Crypto Rain channel. I'm your host, Jay Murph, and today we'll be going over WanSwap, which is specifically tied to Wanchain. Now, Wanchain was a token that ICO'd back in 2018 with a lot of fanfare. In fact, there were a lot of people that were on the waiting list to get into Wanchain that were not able to because there was far more attention than there was availability. And so they sold out very quickly. I think almost immediately in their ICO, and their ICO price at the time was $1 per one. Now it did run up, if you look at the history of it, it did run up to all the way after being released on the markets to $9.30, and since then in the bear market retraced to as low as about 10 cents. So we're approximately 9x from the lows. Well, yes, 9x from the lows. But we're also cheaper than the ICO price. So it did boom, which actually made sense that it went to $9.50. It did overbust by a lot, and it's still recovering. Now, it hadn't really been in the news till about a month and a half, 2 months ago, when some developers using what they built something called WanSwap, which we will be talking about today. First of all, let's look at these metrics, though. So their token price is 90 cents. Their total market cap is 150 million, roughly. And their circulating supply, we can see that over 2/3 of their circulating supply, in fact, 3/4 of their supply is currently in circulation already, which is great. There's not a lot of team tokens out there to be dumped on the heads of us investors. Always like to know what that number looks like. All right, so I'm happy with that. Now, I did do some reviews on this earlier in January, and if you caught those, and many of you are already Wanchain holders, and some of you aren't because you're unfamiliar with it. This is one that has a really good team, and they've been developing for a long time, and always their goal was cross-chain compatibility, which is really big right now. Therefore, they're taking off. Now, another reason they're taking off is there wasn't anything practical that people could touch, or nothing tangible that people could touch. Now, with the last 2 months, Ethereum and the Ethereum network getting expensive and congested, people have been thinking outside the box from, using Uniswap for trades, etc. And so people really enjoyed farming and earning some extra yield by providing liquidity. It's just Ethereum makes that really expensive unless you're putting large numbers in. But if you are putting large numbers in, it makes it hard to have good liquidity yourself, because when you go to sell, you can create a lot of slippage there. So a lot of the congestion on the Ethereum network, number one, is driving support for Polkadot and Cardano, which will hopefully have very good solutions to that. And most of those should be coming online in the next 5-6 months, maybe sooner. In the meantime, some developers or some of the community associated with Wanchain took some of the best of what's been happening on the Ethereum chain, particularly Uniswap, and they created a Wanchain version of Uniswap. Now, to fully make this work, instead of getting complicated with MetaMask like the Binance Smart Chain did, where you have to change which chain it's on and update some metrics in there to be able to get the Binance Smart Chain, they literally just created a WanMask that you can download as a plugin for Google Chrome, just like what you do with MetaMask. So it's very familiar with what we're used to. You do then have to create, say, a new paper where you write down exactly what those keywords are, and you have to store that somewhere safe. Your computer is not somewhere safe. So you have one more thing to store so that you can have the codes to that, and also the password that you have associated with it. It's just like MetaMask that we're used to, and that's really handy. So once you install that, you then have an address related to it. And so you can go to Wanchain, the different markets where you can buy it. So Binance, BitTrue, BitCube I'm not familiar with, but it has some good volume on there. Qcoin, Wobi. So a lot of the big markets are carrying this, and you can buy it there, and then you can fund your wallet. So once you fund your wallet, you can then go to wanswap.finance. And you can come here to farming. So farming, you can farm in any of these different pools. So Wan's version of the US dollar tether, Wan's version of EOS, FNX, which can be native on the Wanchain, Wan BTC, Wan USDT, WASP. Now WASP is the farming reward token that they're using, and I was first buying WASP at 2 cents. It is now like 16 cents. And it's what you can earn for yield farming, and I'll go over that in a minute. But all these different pairs. So let's say you want to farm with Wan BTC. Now this is one of the ones that I have in there. So what I did was I came to swap, and then I found Wan BTC, and then I went half, and then I actually just took this down to say half what I had. So half of this would be roughly 975, and then I would hit swap, and I would swap it to that. I'm not going to in this case. What I am going to do is add some more liquidity to the Wan WASP pool. So to do that, you come to the pool tab. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how you harvest your rewards. I'm going to show you how low these transaction fees. So because I have some Wan BTC and Wan in there, I am earning almost 1,500 WASP per week. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to claim my 510 WASP. Now if you think about it, these are trading about 20 cents. So 510 of these, that's $100 in rewards that I've gotten in the last third of a week. Pretty exciting numbers. So I'm going to claim that. Now look at these transaction fees. Oh my gosh. So a fraction of a Wan. It's not even 1 penny. That's so incredible. And that's why this is getting so much adoption, is people are like, oh my gosh, you know, the WASP token is doing well. But secondarily to that, look how cheap it is to harvest your rewards. So it goes pretty fast, in a matter of 5-10 seconds usually, and done. And so then we're going to go into, see, it shows pending. This is so like what you're used to. Bam, done. Okay, so now I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to my other one that I have. I'm going to say manage. I'm going to claim here. Okay, and I'm going to go to one more that I have out there. Now this is the one I have the most in. I'll wait for that other transaction to finish. There we go. Done. Again, those fees are so small. That's exciting. Okay, while that is going, I'm going to come here and see what I'm wanting to do is add liquidity. Now, specifically, I want to add it to this one. So maybe it will let me, yep, add it right there. So, and I'm going to max out the WASP that I have. Oh, let me wait for a second. There we go. Now I'm going to supply that. So that much WASP is equal to that much Wanchain. And so I'm going to be supplying some liquidity here. Says I have a ridiculously small share of the pool, which is fine. And so I'm going to be supplying that. Again, ridiculously small fees. That's a total of $234 worth of tokens being supplied. And so then that's pending. And once that goes through, it will update how much WASP per week I'm getting here. And it will bump this number up a little bit. But I wanted to walk you through what that is. Now, some of the ones that have better APYs, right? See that I'm only getting I'm only getting 109% APY, which I know is good. This one pays even better at 127%. This one pays really good. And I think BTC is going to have a run. So anyway, it's fantastic, these kind of rewards. Now, Wan EOS pays pretty good. Wan and Wan USDT pays really good. So there's some great things going on there as far as earning more WASP. You do earn some liquidity provider fees that's balanced by some impermanent loss. So how well that will turn out, who's to say? I know since I've been doing this, Wanchain at the time was 40 cents, between 33 and 40 cents when I started, and has since gone to 80 cents. And the WASP token was trading around 2 cents and has gone up tremendously. In fact, let's go over that. Now, I don't know that it's on Coingecko yet. Last time I checked was a week ago and it wasn't. Want to show you, it's about almost 17 cents now, or it is saying 17 cents. So that was down all the way at below a penny and up to 2 pennies when I started farming here. So it's seen some tremendous value gain, which is great. Just wanted to walk you through this in case you're curious. I know there are more in-depth tutorials and there are less in-depth tutorials. This is kind of a mid-grade tutorial that hopefully you find helpful. So thanks so much for joining. I hope you like the content you're getting here, and we will talk to you later.